As a content creator, I use micro SD, SD, USB Type A, USB Type C, and everything in between all the time, and I need to remove that media as soon as possible, so it needs to transfer quickly. As it is, I've been using this and it's worked pretty well. It's USB Type A and it is limited to 5 gigabits per second. Problem is, it doesn't have USB Type C, which really helps me for charging devices and transferring files. So in this video, we're going to be doing an unboxing and product usage of the Orico 6-in-1 Snap-on hub. So without wasting any time, let's get to it. Here we are again, the Orico 6-in-1 Snap-on hub. Now this is incredibly important to me because I can have it all on one spot right on my monitor and I don't have to find it. It's always in that one spot. So 10 gigabits per second, 5-volt power standby. Now it has an SD card reader, a micro SD card reader, USB 3.1 and USB Type-C 10 gigabit per second, which is awesome. Nothing along the side over here. And then over here, just letting you know, I got the silver one, some of the specs and everything over here. Nothing here. All right, nothing else in here. And then we have the instructions. Kind of gonna go over everything, but we'll go over that in this video. Then we actually have the device itself. Looks like it's a little, oh well, just smudges. Comes right off. This feels nice and beefy, metal. Feels actually incredibly stable. I like it. And then here is where it's going to go ahead and screw onto your monitor. Just kind of like this to the base of the monitor, and then see how it's not going anywhere. So just like that, and then 5-volt in and PC in. So this is for continuous power, and then this is so that it plugs directly into your PC so that it acts as a hub. Can be used for charging, could be used for whatever. And then we have the USB cable. The cable from end to end is about 41 inches. I'll put the conversion down below. It goes from USB-C to USB 3.1 or USB-C to USB-C as well. So it's nice that it brings the converter over here, and that's all it brings. So let's bring it over to the PC real quick. We're going to attach the hub like I showed you before with my finger on the monitor. We're first going to connect the 5-volt to give it continuous power. And then we're also going to connect the PC in so that we can actually connect to our PC. This is the cable that it brings. I have to use one of my own USB Type-Cs, but I'll order one in a little bit. So then, like we did before, we'll just open this up all the way, unscrew it. And then you can put this wherever you want on your monitor. I personally choose right over here because it's closest to my PC. And then I'll just screw it in, and it's there nice and tight. To hide cable clutter, I have a USB hub right underneath the stand. I'm going to connect that USB Type A connection that goes into the Type C that we connected for the 5-volt power into the power on my hub down here. And the other end of that USB Type C that goes into the PC, I have USB A on this side, but it's 3.2, so I'll connect it into one that goes 10 gigabits per second. We'll go ahead and start with the micro SD since it's at the bottom. Little teeny tiny guy. You're kind of limited to the drive speed because of the micro SD or the SD card. And this one has to go upside down. All right, pops up. And then an SD card. That one you can use straight up. And speed wise, again, you're limited to the SD card. This is the micro. We have a 26 gig one. I'm just going to copy it and paste it to the desktop here. So about 100 megs per second. Again, more limited to the card. And then for the SD card, another 18 gigs over here. Now it's going to go off the same cable, so it might actually slow down a little tiny bit. You can see here. Yeah, so this one went down to 10 megs, and then this one dropped from 90 down to about 80. So that's about right. You could see that you can use both slots. And now I'm just plugging in other random USB things. So a mouse with a USB Type A. I want to verify that everything is going to work at the same time. So the mouse works, perfect. And now a USB 2.0 device. And I'm not going to transfer off of that one. It's extremely slow, USB 2.0. And then another USB Type-C device right in there. And then everything works all at the same time. So we're transferring, we're moving the mouse, we're checking out the USB 2.0 over here, and everything's working. We're not having any kind of interruptions. Mind you, when we included the other micro SD or the SD card, it took a hit on performance, but that's to be expected. You're sharing the bandwidth all on one cable. Now, the other cool thing about this device is that it's powered. Remember the 5 volt that we connected into the USB hub down here, that's also powered. And then the cable that goes from here to the PC so that we can transfer data. So if we just wanted to use it for power, I'm disconnecting the USB. We can see on the screen now the data transfer kind of died there. I'm going to disconnect this USB Type-C cable. I'm going to plug in a different one. And now for my phone, then you can see up here, it is charging my phone. So that's pretty awesome. We don't have it connected to the PC, but because we have it connected to 5 volt power down here on the USB hub, these 3 are just for power. It's actually charging devices as well. So that's a pretty awesome device at a budget price. This was one of those devices I picked up on AliExpress. This particular one was $15.46. The price was amazing. And of course, like most things on AliExpress, it came with free shipping. Some things you do have to pay for. It'll happen with anything. But I think that's an amazing deal for an awesome product. I had one before, but it is a lot slower and a lot more limited than this guy. You could check out my link down below on where I picked this up on AliExpress. And that one is actually affiliated as well. And with that, you can check out a lot more things on AliExpress with my affiliation code. And of course, even if you don't want to use my affiliation code, I do recommend AliExpress. This is my second order. Pretty awesome. Iggy with ThisBytesForYou out. See you guys.